Good afternoon. It's 5 o'clock, Saturday, May 30th. And I'm reading from Tom Snyder's When You Close Your Eyes, which the special executive Sidney Morris gave permission to Stacy Perot to write a biography and make a movie to increase the waning interest in Rosamond's art. And it was from the art that my two nieces, Christine's daughters, would get proceeds, but not so from the book and the movie made from the book. That would go to the hidden consortium of frauds that were behind Stacy Perot, who said that Christine painted Duncan the Frog when it was actually Sandra Faulkner, the first biographer on this book. And so she disappeared. Christine said she absconded with advance money, and Tom Snyder was hired to take over. Well, I think they told her that she's off the book because I was right in the letters that I wrote to Sidney Morris, that the movie and book rights belong to my nieces solely, because they say Sandra Faulkner had private interviews with my sister while she was alive. Not dead. She didn't have interviews with a dead artist, but a living artist. And that constitutes intellectual property that belongs to my nieces. Well, all the people that were waiting to make millions of dollars sell the book and the movie had to get around that legal truth that I informed the probate court of. I have to go look at my files and get copies. So they got another ghostwriter on the case, and there's a good chance that Sandra Faulkner lied and that she didn't have interviews with Christine. They're just trying to give more clout to her, and then they can actually put words in a dead woman's mouth. Regardless whether she's a famous artist or not, you just don't do this. Any executor's got to pay attention to the last will and testament, and what were the intentions of the artist, or writer, or actor, or musician. I believe Christine did leave a more elaborate will, and they disappeared it. Okay? If you're an artist or writer, musician, and you have fame, look at a living trust or write a very elaborate will if you want your legacy to remain intact and to keep the parasites away, because they will go after your children. They will divide them. The division that was made between my two nieces, Drew and Shannon, is still going on. It's just recently ended, I hope. But it's been very painful for Shannon. And I have her testimony, written testimony to that fact. In the early 1970s, Christine's younger sister Vicky and her husband, James Dundon, were working with leather goods and following the street fair circuit. Together with Scott Hale, Vicky encouraged Christine to sign up for the show and exhibit at least some of her drawings. Perhaps only to hear the end of it all, Christine finally said she would. She displayed several works and even sold an oil painting, but the waiting and the crowded sidewalk took their toll. Christine was ready to pack it in when she was approached by Ira Kaplan, I believe Ira Cohen is his name, a man with a keen eye for art and a clear sense of what would sell in reproduction. What would sell in reproduction. Yeah, I get to explain what this is talking about. I heard that Priscilla Presley bought Christine's oil painting at the Westwood Gallery, and Ira Kaplan or Ira Cohen of Ira Roberts Gallery later went on down the list of purchases, who purchased what, and noticed Priscilla Presley. This explains the process that Ira Cohen used to make money for himself and the artist, but mainly to make money for himself. So he had this method which went solely by what sold and what did not sell. There's no question of whether it's good or bad art. Do people want to buy it? That was his concern. He's the money man. It's just like sluicing for gold. See, you put a bunch of dirt in there and you sluice it, and sometimes the gold nuggets, the specks, gold are there. He said, well, why don't you do that with art? There's a lot of art out there, mountains of art, mountains of dirt. Most of it's no good. The artists are never going to become famous. But there's some gold nuggets in there, I know, because I've seen the price of art. I've seen what an Andy Warhol painting goes for. Yeah. Sometimes you get a big old nugget like this, an Andy Warhol nugget, Sometimes you get, a little one over here, but, it's worth something. Got value because it can be turned into money. And I want money. To insult the readers, the fans of Rosamond who are collecting the artwork, by the way, they've been told in the gallery that you buy this lithograph for, $300. Well, when the artist dies, it's going to be worth $10,000. So Ira Cohen, he's a claim jumper. See, he says, I'm not going to invest in famous artists because that costs too much. I'm going to invest in nobodies and turn them into famous artists. It's genius, really. When you're a Simon Legree, when you're a villain of the art world, and that's what Ira is, the villain. Come for the rent. He knows, where they're going to build the railroad. So he buys up the property in the town, before they know. And he owns everything, and, drives out the sheep ranchers, and then he's a millionaire because the railroad goes through the town. This is it. He thinks that, 9 minutes, I don't think I like just to read the whole thing, see, have you make up your mind about the, No, the point is, these fans, they're not stupid. A lot of them know something about art because they're buying it. They're investing in art. They recognize who Ira Cohen is. And they're going, well, who in the hell's Tom Snyder? And why is he going on about this guy? Don't tell the horrible, ugly secret of how Rosamond, why she painted images. Shit. There goes my investment in Rosamond, You're uglifying it. You're uglifying it. You're making her out to be a money-grubbing little bitch. you know, drunken little bitch, see, you know, insane, you know, on top of it all. No one could handle her. We could have got more money out of all her and this, you know, but she chose to drink too much wine, you know, and get off her Prozac, her meds, you know, and go off on these Looney Tune tangents, you know. We could have had, you know, 10 times as much money in our pockets, you know. This is what he's saying. You know, and I read this, you know, I still can't believe it. I still can't believe he did this. He destroyed all interest in Rosamond's art, especially by her fans. And they had a list of these people that bought Rosamond's, including Priscilla Presley. So that's what caught Ira Kaplan, Ira Cohen's eye. Because he looked down other lists, too, of other shows. When he saw Priscilla Presley bought this, you know, he says, my God, she's going to put this on her over her fireplace. The famous people are going to see this. My God. He said, oh, that's a lovely painting, Priscilla. Who's the artist? Oh, let's see, Christine Rosamond. She signs it. Rosamond. Huh? Oh. How much did you pay for it, Priscilla? Well, I think I'm going to keep that a secret. Oh, really? Was it like 10,000, 20,000? Maybe 30. Did you pay 30,000? Could be. It's probably a big 25 for it. You know, but that's why you buy a painting. You see, you know, you take it home, put it above your fireplace, and you know, here comes your family and friends over. You know, they go, oh, I love that art. Oh my gosh, who's the artist? And you go, blah blah, she's the blah blah blah. You know, and then the question always, you know, how much did you pay for it? Yeah. See, Brian McLean taught me that. He had me hang some art in the New Balladeer, and I put like $50, $25. He says, what are you doing, John? You know? They call me by my middle name, Greg. What are you doing? See, people, and he described that. People are going to buy this and take it home. People go, oh, look at this, you know? And then they're going to ask the owner, say, how much did you pay for it? Oh, $25. They go, oh, well, it must not be a very good painting. He must be not a very good artist. And he says, he jack up the price. And I did. But it's you know, it's the whole theme of this book, you know. So, Ira was no stranger to advertising of the fundamental principle that it is the sizzle that sells, not the steak. You know, I mean, I debated whether to read any of this to my therapist, you know. Because I was, you know, I was telling my doctor, a woman, you know, about this, and she just couldn't believe it. I says, you can't relate, can you? I said, well, no, I don't know anybody famous or no famous artist, you know. But you read that line, it's the sizzle, not the steak. You know, and you know, see, my uncle knew the Keens, Walter and Margaret Keene, and they gave him a painting, or he bought one or two. You know, but this is the same thing. Here's this she was an alcoholic when she entered the show. Priscilla Presley, Elvis, I think, had problems with substance abuse, you know, and maybe that's what she saw. Who knows? So, what am I saying? I got out my mind. So, yeah, Walter and Margaret King, you know, Big Eyes. They came out with a movie about how Margaret is exploited, you know, by her husband. It's the same thing. Who puts his name on her work? It's the same thing, But now we see Ira Cohen, as the Wizard of Oz. See, the Svengali, the magic wand, the man, the promoter. Huh? See, Breaking Bad. I was watching. This school teacher. Was a chemist. Could have been big, scheming on how to make the best speed in the world, and how he can't get people. People are out of control, in control, so they can make money. Right here, just exchange methadone for Rosamund Prince, and what Ira Cohen was doing. He's Breaking Bad. This is a little. I don't want to get in trouble, but he's Jewish, and I don't know anything about art, but I just, I sure like to have money. See, people say, "Oh, that's anti-Semitic and stuff like that." No, business. Yeah. So Christine's being exploited. I've only read a little bit, and she's being exploited. It's a sexually abused, alcoholic woman suffering with PTSD. Oh, did I tell you she was raped at her job? Just before she reluctantly took the oils from Michael Dundon and the paints because she couldn't work. She was traumatized. She had Shannon to support. They left that out. Okay. It's the sizzle that sells, not the steak. I'm never going to get by this. In addition to the meticulous quality of Christine's work and a deft touch with her subject's eyes, Ira Roberts perceived a sense of moment in the drawings. Not feminist, but extremely feminine, and therefore in tune with the times. And he saw in her style the sizzle. You put get a big iron, big flat piece of iron, build a big fire in there, then drop these artists on there, suffering crazy. And they're going, ow, 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 ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm sizzling. How about you? Oh, I hope Ira Cohen notices that I'm a sizzler. Yeah, I'm going to be in the series, HBO. I'm going to be the crazy wizard of the sizzle, I mean, I want to play, Ira Cohen. I want to, I want to talk the dirtiest art talk you ever heard. I'll be talking like Goering, Oh yeah, shave the heads and you take away their eyeglasses and the gold in their teeth, and you have them go in there and take a shower. Huh? You sell the hair and you sell their cheap luggage, and you melt down the gold in their mouth. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh if you go crazy. I mean, yesterday I wanted to get in my bed, which I did. I pulled the covers over my head, which is a syndrome of post-traumatic syndrome. So I'm watching my sister get it. I'm watching her being tortured in every conceivable way. And he saw in her style the sizzle. Quote, the show was closing, I recalls. My wife and I were leaving, and something in Christine's work caught my eye. It was a style that I thought we could use. My business at that time was representing new artists. We probably had 20 or 30 with a special style, and her work had a look I thought we could successfully promote. Well, now he brings his wife in. It's a mom and pop exploitation of suffering, needy artists that aren't famous yet. Well, that isn't how it happened. I told you how it happened. Christine showing on a Westwood sidewalk brought a contract with Ira Roberts Incorporated, an art distribution company with publishing and gallery divisions. The firm was owned by Ira Kaplan, together with a partner, and Ira was rapidly mastering two crucial facets of the mass distribution arena. The mass distribution arena of the art world. Did you ever hear of that? The mass distribution network of the art world. You know, again, her fans are going, oh shit, what are we up? You know, the deep state here? Looks like the price of my artwork's going down because, you know, it's not as rare as I thought. It's like stamps. I thought I had a rare stamp. Now it looks like there was a million of these things. Really? Yeah. It's just ugliness. See, you know, and I told Sidney Morris, I said, Tom Snyder is going to destroy Christine and my family. You know, I said, why are you allowing this? I mean, lawsuit evidence. I don't have to provide it. You know, I mean, these frauds provided it for me. So they did it. You know, I mean, I was reluctant to say anything because, you know, I wanted to respect Christine's last wishes because I know what she went through. See, and I've tied the rose of my name with all this, fairy tales and everything. Paraphilites, I mean, that's what I was working on. God. See, the mass distribution arena of the art world. Knowing what products of relatively unknown artists would sell to decorators and chain stores, and ensuring a supply of originals for those products. I mean, this is why Christine wasn't a famous artist. There's I mean, even Ira Cohen knew what she was and what he was. And the real critics knew, but it's described there. See, Christine knew. She knew what she was. She was a supplier to decorators, chain stores, never mind. I can't think of the name of that place that I saw her work. Several artists were already doing well with Ira Roberts Incorporated. The whimsical Charles Bragg, charismatic sea and landscape painter John Kelly, and Aldo Luongo, whose studies of women and old men are gentle marvels, but whose painting of embracing lovers were far more popular. Okay, I think I've had enough for today. Got the idea? No, you don't. Like you read what's coming. It's a jaw dropper. How knowing that Christine sued Ira Kaplan because she wanted to be remembered as a serious artist and not a decorator artist. You'll read about her attempt to do that. And she failed. When Stacy Perot said that Sandra Faulkner painted, that Christine Rosamond painted Duncan the Frog that Sandra Faulkner painted. After she was dead. And concern is expressed for the family, my family, and my nieces. They committed an act of fraud like this with no care whatsoever for Christine and her last wishes and what she was trying to do. And they say, Thomas Fenner says, that she tried to get away from the image that Ira Kaplan had made her, captured her in. See, that's why my autobiography is capturing beauty. So my beautiful sister was captured. All right, I gotta go. My kitties had enough. John, get away from that computer. You're going crazy. Stop talking to yourself over here. Come pet me. All right, let me turn this off before he does something to it.